I decided I wanted to be a professional musician sometime in junior high.
Next year is my year to just take them all. I'm going to take everything that opens.
I'm right now in the audition circuit for major orchestra auditions.
I mean, an opening in orchestra comes up maybe once a year.
It's competitive for them to get a job leaving, school or leaving the orchestra, I'd say.
I liken it to, trying to get into Major League Baseball. It's the same thing. You go to tryouts, you have to have a good day, they have to see you on that day, You have to play with good people so that when you get to the big show, you know what to do. It's very similar, and also the odds are so slim.
You just have to get so lucky, and you just have to want it. You have to want it more than anything.
This orchestra was founded by Meili Maida with the idea that only the very best of each school in Los Angeles would join this orchestra.
What AYS is a preparatory orchestra. It's a pre-professional orchestra.
Everybody tries out for AYS as a young musician. The experience is just totally invaluable.
And I found out that it was a very high caliber orchestra, so I talked to my teacher about it, and he suggested I should probably try auditioning for it.
It actually took me 3 seasons to get in. I took the audition 3 times before I actually got in as a member.
So I had auditioned a few times before I actually got in.
Young people who audition, they're given their repertoire, and which would consist from a solo piece on their own choosing, like what they would do if they're in a professional situation.
It's a spectacular experience. It's a group of kids that play like professionals, except most of them are playing this stuff for the first time.
And more than the repertoire is the actual experience of playing an orchestra. Because when you go to an audition, they know whether or not you've been playing an orchestra. They can hear it.
And they come in because their teachers want them to get this kind of experience of playing in an orchestra and playing with other people, that it's not just about maybe what they do for themselves and they're practicing, but that it is about a bigger picture and working with the other kids.
So to get this great of a start this early in life, not only just in the raw talent to play the instruments, but the discipline that they're getting through this orchestra, which is real world. I mean, they're really learning how it's done, how it's put to use, how it works, is so invaluable.
And an orchestra like this gives you this big, broad array of different styles and different ways, and working with a living composer and working with difficult modern music, and then playing Bach and Beethoven and Mozart and the whole gamut with soloists and singers and the whole thing.
Meili Maida used to say that by the time the musicians would leave the American Youth Symphony, most stay, so on average 3, 4, 5 years with us. The musicians would have played all of Bruckner's symphonies, all of Brahms' symphonies, all of Mozart's symphonies. I mean, he had a laundry list.
So, and the way I choose the repertoire, I like to present some of the 20th century or some of the contemporary music.
Alexander Traeger, our music director, decided that it was really important, in view of how much music was actually recorded here in our city, in Los Angeles, in Hollywood, that we really also dedicate some serious time and energy to performing film music.
You just have to put your head down, because the meters and the phrasing don't make any sense at all. But it's a sequencer thing, it's a movie thing, it is what it is, and believe me, you'll run into it in the future.
I don't think anybody presents film music the way we do it. And when Dave became involved with American Youth Symphony, Alex saw that right away. He had that vision that we could actually perform this music in a way that it's not done.
But it's both things at the same time. So in the space of a few bars of music, you can tell that. Which nothing else. That's why there's music in movies. Because you can do stuff that nothing else can do.
I mean, our giant Danny Elfman project, where's that being done, They're getting it here.
The Elfman Project, we have 130 musicians performing together. We have 36 singers participating. That means over 160 musicians in total on stage. This is a piece of Hollywood that we're keeping and that we're nurturing and that we're introducing our musicians to.
I'm a classical player, and I love playing film music. It's one of my favorites just because it's the most challenging, and as a percussionist and as a timpanist, it gives us the most to do. I definitely had to make sacrifices in order to do that. I mean, while other people were out partying on a Friday, Saturday night, I was in the practice rooms.
So you will be sacrificing a lot of time and maybe some of your social life, really immersing yourself in music, practicing, listening, going to see live music.
A lot of sacrifice and a lot of hard work. You have to be extremely dedicated, extremely driven. You're going to have to realize that you're going to be competing against musicians from all over the nation, if not all over the world, depending on the instrument that you play.
Ideally right now, most of my time, I try to keep a 6 to 8 hour practice day regimen. Because, preparing for an orchestra job is, like preparing for the Olympics. It's both achieving the level you need to be at and maintaining it and then still improving it constantly.
They can take what they've gotten from AYS and take that on.
At the same time, it's been just really enriching for me. I mean, I think it's made me a better person. I feel like a lot of my skills and things that I find important are a result of my musical education.
I don't know if you've heard this statistic, but it's true. We have 32 musicians right now who trained with AYS are currently playing in LA Opera, Los Angeles Chamber Orchestra, and Los Angeles Philharmonic.
I'd be amazed if some 5 or 10 years in the future, I'm not sitting there with an orchestra and there's a whole bunch of them out there saying, yeah, remember I played in that concert of yours and I played in that concert. So did I, because they're that caliber. Any one of them who wants to will succeed. I can't imagine that they won't. I mean, they're just so far ahead of the game, in my opinion, playing orchestrally like this at this age. They're